The House of Representatives has rejected a proposal for a 300 billion naira grant from the federal government aimed at addressing the humanitarian crisis in Borno following severe flooding in Maiduguri. The flooding caused by the collapse of the Alau Dam resulted in over 40 fatalities and significant damage to public institutions, including the University of Maiduguri Teaching Hospital. During Wednesday's plenary, Amos Magaji highlighted the flooding's devastating impact on homes, markets, and health facilities, emphasizing the extensive damage to the cancer center, which disrupted vital services. Inuwa Garba proposed the 300 billion naira grant, but the House voted against it, opting instead to encourage the federal government to provide support without specifying an amount. Okay. Lawmakers argue that existing donations have already amounted to billions of naira. So what? While some members acknowledge the contributions made, they stress the need for more serious intervention to address the extensive damage. The House called on the federal government to attend to the needs of the affected institutions and ensure compliance with necessary renovations. All right, so reps have rejected the federal government's 300 billion naira grant for flood victims, and you already heard their arguments. Some people on this side saying, hey, monies have been released that are up to billions of naira, and now you're saying another 300 billion naira. And then some other House of Reps members were saying, I think we should actually release more funds. Ambassador, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, I want to believe that the federal government, I don't know which office must have written to the National Assembly, if it is the office of the president. Maybe the president should have done that or shall have done that with a political mindset, so that it will not look as if tomorrow during the next election, the people of Borno will say that one of our brothers requested that 300 billion naira should be given to us as a grant, that you refused. And so Mr. President have said, okay, let me write to the National Assembly if he's the one that actually do. I don't think Mr. President, in his understanding about what it takes, you know, to intervene in this kind of situation, will just say, let me apply for 300 billion naira grant for the people of Borno State, knowing that other states will also be affected by this flood. So if you give Borno 300 billion, apart from the one that we have given before, then it is obvious that every state that this flood will affect will receive 300 billion, the way Nigeria works. And the big question is, where is this money? Is this money available to be given, or is just that let us make a request? You know, so I want to believe that as we condole with the people of Borno State, a little patience, let this thing get dried off, and then let us look at the study of the losses, the damages, and then like the lawmakers said, that the government should look at the areas of intervention, the renovations, and then see how not to tag a particular amount of money, because that may not be very helpful now. 300 billion naira may even be too small to alleviate the damages that has been caused by the... In
addition to all of the monies that have already been received.
It may be too small, you know, it may also be too big. So I want to go with the National Assembly that let us look at the areas that the flood have damaged. Let us, intervene in the renovations. In areas that we need to intervene, let us intervene as a country, aside from the ones that we have. So they have equally said, let continuous intervention, be there. They have not said we are not doing anything anymore. So which is more wiser? And I want to encourage that whosoever that is requesting for these resources should understand that the president have just asked for debt forgiveness, and you are not trying to encourage Nigeria to go and borrow more money. So I think let us be fair to one another. We condemn, and we are being in touch, condoling with the people of the Borno State, but that does not mean that people should now use it as an advantage for their political advancement or for economic advancement, because sometimes people just want to make a point so that to look as if, oh, I asked the federal government for 300 billion naira to help our state. They did not give us. Now they are coming to ask for our vote. We will not vote for them. So let us not play politics. How do we?
Yes, exactly. How do we prevent that from happening? How do we avoid a case where people would start, getting political about the whole situation? Because monies have been released. A lot of money that putting it all together now, I don't think we can put it all together here right now. But we've heard cases of individuals, the federal government, and other state governors who have supported that particular state and humans. Now, the truth is, having that in mind now, how can we prevent people from siphoning these funds, making it all political, and getting these funds to the actual people that need it? Because the other day we heard about, on Saturday to be precise, we heard about a protest that these guys were saying they're not receiving enough care.
You see, that's why I have advocated, and thank God some state government, for instance, Rivers State government, they have inaugurated a flood management committee, which is commendable. Like I said, don't wait for this flood to come. Let's be proactive. So if we are proactive, the issue of mismanaging relief funds will a little bit be prevented. I want to think that if these resources, like I mentioned all the time, that most times committee that are set up to manage these flood issues, some of them may even be living in Abuja. Some may be living in Kefi. Some may be living in Kaduna. Some may even be in America. They are just in that committee because the governor wants to compensate them. Because the governor feels that, oh, this man have written a beautiful article on flood, let him be part of the committee. No. People who are not victims of these things may not know how how it works. Like I condemned last time somebody saying that they should go to higher ground, that the flood will not affect them, it will be released little by little because you live in Abuja and you don't know the effect of flood. So I want to think that one of the ways we can prevent these things is for the governor to be intentional, not just setting up a committee and then you wait for reports. You should get the reports from the field while you wait for the official report from your committee. It makes you more proactive and more, reasonable. So
you're saying the governor should actually go to the field?
Of course.
Around the states?
Of course. Your citizens are being affected. That's the reason why you are governor. Are you a governor to sit at government house? When your people are affected, you go to where the challenge is with them. So I don't think there is not anything wrong setting up a committee for flood in Borno. I also want to feel that at this point, the federal government and whosoever that have donated money to the Borno state government should be asking for accountability. At this point, that's one way we can checkmate the excesses and the wastage. Because if people are protesting, it means that those resources are not evenly.
Yes, it begs the big question. Where's all the money going?
Yeah, so that's why nobody should go and ask federal government for any money for now from Borno State. At this moment, the Borno State government and whosoever that is saddled with the responsibility of taking care of these flood victims should be called for accountability. Let us know what you have used the one we have given first.
You think they will not be able to give account?
Even if they are lying, I believe that they will say the truth. But if they give their reports, there is also need for investigation. Because they gave a report doesn't mean that you cannot find out the report. Why they give you a report is for you to go and find out, right? So I think that we should be asking for accountability. The Borno State governor, and I know he's a responsible man, he will be able to come out and tell the public that thank you, Nigerians, thank you, the federal government, thank you, my state governors that have supported me, philanthropists that have supported us. We have so far received so billions of naira, and we are so far have done this and that. but there are this and that is needed again that will worth so amount of money, then we know that you have done well. But if you have not known what you have done with what you have received so far, don't ask for further money. And if the people of Borno State are getting no more help, know that your government have not done well in accountability.
So they should hold their government responsible.
Yeah, of course, yes.